Hello there, Jeff here in the Idea Lab at Baldwin Public Library, and I'm going to show you how to put together your hydroponic garden kit. There's a few things that you'll need to prepare, but the assembly, once everything's prepared, is really quite easy. So the first thing we're going to do is remove some of the support material left over from the printing process. So we have our top and bottom pieces here. And on the bottom piece, you're going to have a bit of what's called a brim or a skirt sometimes, and it's just this bit of plastic border around the outside. It helps hold small features down since the object was printing like this. These little feet, we want those to print properly. So we print with this skirt material, this brim material that really can just peel right off. See how it's coming off in pieces like this? So that's the first thing you're going to want to do. Get all that off of there. No supports on the inside for this one. That makes life easy. For our top piece, this has some support material still intact that we need to remove. So the first piece of support material is running around the bottom edge right here. And we might be able to just free this with our fingers, but if not, we're going to use some needle nose pliers. Just kind of get that going. Once you get it started, it should kind of go the rest of the way pretty much on its own. Oh, there we go. See how once I get it going, I can get most of it to come off in one long continuous piece. Might need a little bit more plier action here and there. As always, when you're removing support material from a 3D printed object, it's a good idea to use a tool instead of your fingers, since the 3D printed support material can be a little bit pokey sometimes. There we go. I think I got all of that off of there. Now that that's off, you've got this nice little lip running around the outside here, and that's gonna allow the two pieces to fit together like that. It's a little bit more support material on here. We've got two areas running around the kind of helix shape, and those, I need a tool for this one too. Shouldn't be too hard to detach. There we go. Nice and clean and free of supports. There's also no supports on the inside of either piece, so that's convenient. We've got a few other printed pieces. We've got our little, our sort of fountain head here. No supports on that. This little pump, or sort of tube for the pump, this does have a little bit of brim material on it, which will probably just snap off pretty easily with some pliers or some clippers. I think I can get this with my pliers though. Yeah, there we go. Looking good. Now this piece, you can see how it's got two different ends, one with a peg and one with a hole. And inside your bottom reservoir piece, there's a little peg section sticking out there. the hole section in your tube fits down over the peg section in your bottom reservoir, right? So you end up with this, and the top piece will fit straight over top like that. And you can see the peg on the tube is now sticking out of the top. And this little fountain head fits on top of that peg, like that. There's another piece here, this little divider. It's got some support material on it, which we're going to remove as well. Try to be gentle with this, since it's kind of a thin piece. A little tricky getting the support material off of this one. Oops. There we go. Yes, once you get it started, then the whole thing kind of comes off in one big chunk. But now we have this interesting little divider piece. Now if you look into the top of the garden kit, there's two little slots running down either side. This gizmo is supposed to slip into those slots and create a sort of divider in the middle. To what end? I don't know. Maybe it's so you can grow two types of plants at once? I couldn't say, but that's where that thing goes. There's another piece, a green plastic grate. That's very important. That's going to go into the top section here. And it's sort of it got this sort of diamond-shaped opening in the center. See that? And on the inside of our top part here, I don't even know what you call this, top part, there's our center spout and two little protrusions. Not entirely sure what those are there for. You could probably just snap them off with a pair of pliers. It would make installing this thing a little easier. But the general idea here is that you're going to press this down over top and then sort of twist it and push it down to the bottom, like that. See how I've got that all the way down to the bottom? That's going to help support the clay beads. The clay beads are sort of the medium in which the roots of the plants will begin to snake. The plant will, you're going to want to prepare your plant. Obviously, we are not supplying you with a plant. You get to supply your own plant. And I think that you have to prepare your plant in a particular way. You have to have a plant where the roots are exposed. So it's not growing in soil, it's growing in a medium of these clay pebbles, and the garden itself is circulating a mixture of water and nutrients over the roots at all times, which allows it to grow. And the thing that does the circulating is going to be in our little cardboard box here. It's a little aquarium pump with some plastic tubing. It's a simple little pump that just kind of, I think really ultimately it blows air. It's like an air pump. And it comes with a length of tube. Right? Now this little pump lives outside the unit. And one end of the tube is going to plug into this little hole here on the side of the reservoir. If you have difficulty pressing it into the hole, you can use some scissors to trim it at a 45-degree angle, so you kind of get a point on it. But I was able to just press it directly into the hole, and it expands to kind of make a good seal there, so that's cool. And the other end of the tube presses into the little outlet valve on the air pump itself. Just a simple press fit. It comes with a couple of other accessories like a backflow valve and some sort of filter or aerator perhaps, I'm not sure. Those are for aquarium applications and will not be needed for this project. And you're also going to need water and presumably nutrients. The nutrients you choose will be dependent on the type of plant you're growing. So if you visit a garden store to retrieve your plant or a hydroponics shop, something like that, an expert in hydroponics can guide you. Also the internet, there's some great resources which I will link in the description of this video that will help you determine what type of fertilizer is necessary for your plant in question. So right now, I'm gonna go and get some water and fill this bottom reservoir with water so that you can see how this entire thing circulates. So I'll be right back, and this will be filled with water. Okay, we're back. You can see I've got my bottom liquid reservoir. It's a little over halfway full here, which is nice, gives it some heft to it. I still have my sort of center tube installed. Now, if I plug the air pump in, I've got my air pump, it's here. If I plug it into power, we'll see liquid bubble up through this tube. It should be quite exciting. Let's see. Oh. See that? So the liquid bubbles up through there. But when you put this little fountain head on top of the tube, that liquid slowly gets carried out, and you can see how it just creates this slow, steady flow of drips. And it's not really supposed to be cascading out of there. You do want this like really slow, steady, dew-like accumulation of drips, with the idea being that this goes 24/7, constantly cycling through the nutrients over the roots of the plant. So I'm going to unplug that for a moment and put the whole thing together like this. Put my little divider in place for who knows what. Place my little fan unit here. And of course you also get, almost forgot to mention, a little grow light. Just a simple little LED clip-on grow light that'll go right on the side here, and you can position that over your plant. Let's plug this in and see what it looks like. There we go. Oh, that's nice. Very nice. And then if we plug in the air pump, you probably won't be able to see it from here, but I'll get a shot from here so you can see the liquid flowing through. So there you have it, the hydroponic garden kit. Now at this moment I have not grown a plant in here. I just want to show you how to put this together. But I'm going to try to go out and get a plant and get it all set up with the clay balls. The clay balls which go into the top here, and see if this little thing will keep a plant alive here in the Idea Lab. I think it would be good for us to have a little bit of greenery in the Idea Lab. So I will report back. I will post an update when we've managed to get our hands on a plant, and we'll let you know how it goes. I hope you had fun putting this together, and I wish you all green thumbs. We'll see you next time.